So welcome back to Lover Chat. I'm here with the wonderful ladies, Kate and Tara from Fresh You. I'm very excited to have you both here, so welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It's exciting.
Nothing like being pushed out of your comfort zone.
I know. I knew that you guys were both very excited about coming on, so I really do appreciate it, so thank you. So Kate and Tara are the founders of Fresh You, both cosmetic nurses, but nurse practitioners as well, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, so we'll get into a little bit of what you do, but before that, can I ask you how Fresh You come about and I suppose what you were doing before you started this business?
Yeah, sure. So Tara and I met probably, I think it might have been around 25 years ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah. We worked in an emergency department together. That's how we first met. And so we worked just in health at the time. Yeah. And so that, I guess our friendship sort of grew then. And whilst professionally we've moved in different spaces along the way, we've always maintained a friendship and have bounced professional cases off each other and valued each other's knowledge. Yeah.
How awesome is that? So good friends through work is where you met?
Yeah, we met at work,
Yeah, that's awesome. And then obviously, so you were doing the same thing, or were you two different
No, we work in different spaces and have done for a while. But I guess the coming of Fresh You was, to provide treatments and consults locally, for the local community as well, because we both live in the community and we're invested here. Our families are here.
Yep.
So being able to offer that.
Yep. And how many, what year did you actually start?
Nearly 4 years ago.
Okay. And I suppose in this area, it probably wasn't a big thing when you did start it. How did the idea come about firstly? So when you saw the opportunity, and then was there hesitation, or did you, were you both on the same?
Yeah, I had professional people in Melbourne who worked in the space, and Tara and I talked about it and talked about how it's actually quite complex, having a business like this. There's lots of learnings in it, there's lots of complexities in it, and there's a real area to hold safety as a paramount, in a private practice.
Yeah. So you obviously you like the challenge of learning the...
It's actually no different to working in an emergency department when we initially met. There's a real clinical element to it that I think lots of people don't appreciate. You're working with medicines in the space as well, so it takes knowledge, skills and knowledge, and continually upgrading in your knowledge and knowing about different medicines that are coming out. Yeah.
So having known you guys for a bit and worked with you a little bit, I understand that you do have your mission is to keep people looking fresh but still like themselves. So I suppose that's something most people think in the industry, that they're going to get a certain look. You have something different to the drive as to why you started, or...
And I guess that's how the name came about, Fresh You. We wanted people to look a bit fresher, not like they'd been treated and had been done. So, the name Fresh You is just people come in and they say, I just want a little freshen up, I want to look less tired.
Yes.
Which is our aim, so people come in and, we don't want people to know they've been in for a treatment.
Yeah, absolutely.
People to say to you, you look good, have you had your hair done?
Yeah, absolutely. So even say we've worked together, so your pages, I've had a look at them, and I know I was always like, are we going to get some before and afters and things like that? But that was one of the things that you said to me, that, you've got clients where other people, they haven't told anybody that they're getting the treatment, and they come in for this sneaky treatment to freshen themselves up. So confidentiality is a big deal for you.
Yeah, well, it is in health. It doesn't matter where you work, it is. And so it's always been a really uncomfortable space to even ask clients whether, we can use their before and afters. It's not something we do in health, really.
Yeah.
And I guess we do provide a safe space that people can talk about different health problems or, family life or whatever, that we are providing that space that they know that it is confidential.
Yep. So even on that, I suppose, mantra of yours is the holistic approach. So you not only do that, you have other services that look at health and beauty, to get that fresh you. It's not just the look, it's from internal as well. So can you tell me a little bit more in what you do in that space?
Yeah, it's probably our experience as well, where we've been nurses for a long time and nurse practitioners. We have advanced knowledge within our profession, and just being able to treat people holistically. And we know that it's not one medicine which is going to fix a problem. It's generally a multitude of things. You know, our diet's always important, how much water, how much sleep, how much stress we've got. We know that people are complex beings, and one little thing is not going to, you know, change their life.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. So you mentioned nurse practitioners as well. So that's obviously another part that you have a little bit of an extra ability to work with clients.
Nurse practitioners, it's a protected title for starters. So it is like a nurse practitioner is a nurse practitioner. Yeah, it's like we're registered differently to being a registered nurse.
Okay.
For instance.
And I guess that means you just have done the extra study, and we do have extra skills that we can do. So we can refer on to specialists, we can order pathology, order medicines.
Okay, so prescriptions and other, so you do have additional abilities to work with your clients.
Yeah.
I say clients, I mean patients. I've worked in a different industry for so long. So
it's not uncommon for us to work with GPs around town who, you know, they might ring us for certain things. So we work collaboratively with lots of health professionals like GPs, and we work with dietitians.
Dentists, I was going to say, for the teeth grinding. Yeah. So you try to look at I think you said this to me, you look at the correct approach at the time of whatever's happening.
I guess we want the best outcome for the patient, you know, whether that be our services or refer on to someone else.
Yeah.
You know, we want them to get value for their time and their money that they're spending.
And is it the best treatment? If we're treating them and it's not quite the best treatment for them, sometimes it might be that they're better to go to their dentist before they come to us if they've come with, you know, for treatment for teeth grinding, let's say. Yeah, so we send them off to...
I love that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you individually, what is your favourite part of the business? As in, so what is your favourite thing to do within the business?
I can answer that first. Okay. My favourite part is that people want to come and see us, and people like their treatment, people like the results. And I think, you know, people go to different areas of health and no one really wants to go to see anyone about their chronic disease or whatever they have. Whereas within our Fresh You, people want to come and see us.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be mine too, really, that it's their choice to come. So people come with a different attitude than when you work in like sickness, the part of health that, you know, you deal with sick people or, you know, it's just different. And you get to build a rapport up over a period of time, and it's not, you know, it's over years that you see people. And so often you can pick, you know, we have clients come in, you quite know them quite well, so you can pick things up and, you know, and you can make a difference. Look, sometimes it might be just we suggest that they go and see their GP or, you know, for whatever it is troubling them at the time, you know, whilst they might have come to us for a different reason, we've picked up something else that they might, you know,
And I guess people come for different reasons, but most of the time it's personal for whatever reason, you know, that they come in.
You're based in Shepparton. How far and wide do you reach, and where do you see most of your patients coming from?
So we have a clinic in Shepparton in Wyndham Street, and we also have a clinic in Echuca. So Kate and I travel over there once a month and have a clinic there. And we do have Annie, who's a registered nurse who works in Echuca. Most Fridays she works. And where do our patients come from? Well, some travel for a long way to come.
Yeah, particularly in Echuca we get, they come from Deniliquin, they make a day of it. It's a Saturday we go over there, so...
How cool is that? Yeah. But you have a very good energy. When you're in the room with the two of you, you have a really good banter or energy happening. So I can understand that they would, obviously once they've connected to that, they want to come across and they'll do whatever it's required to get to that. And then, of course, your service would obviously speak for itself.
Well, we do. We want to make a nice environment for them to come for their treatment. And, you know, over time you do get to know our patients. You know, we know about their family and what they're doing and where they are, so it is a pleasant, you know, it's a nice environment to work in.
Yeah, so that's probably another bonus. Go to the business side of things again. So if there was something, so you're two friends, you've met at work, you've come up with this idea, did you jump first into it, or was it a bit of, like, how long did it take to get the business happening from idea?
It's actually quite a big setup, like I didn't expect that wasn't it?
It was. There was a lot to think about.
Every week we thought we were almost there, and then we're like, oh, I've got something else, and you know, so But then,
and it was a commitment to do our initial training and throw in COVID with that as well. So we were a bit stop-start right at the beginning.
Yeah. So you started in that time?
just before that we started. Yeah, we started, and then of
Wow.
course we set up the business. I think we set the business up before COVID and started before COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there was a lot of stop-start.
Yeah.
Wow, to get through that would have put you in a space where you go, oh, if I can do that, you probably could do anything.
Yeah.
We're still here, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just think like our personalities, just the way we've always probably been, just in health, we're probably inquisitive minds. So, you know, we've always wanted to continue to do education, and so we've done lots of that over the period of time as well. So that sort of, the more we do that, we're able to offer more services and more, just know more for our patients as well.
So with the services, does someone come up with the idea and then you bounce it off each other, have a conversation, decide whether it's going to hit the space at work, or is it?
Yeah, we normally would train in it first and have a look at it and see, and look at the data. We look at research around it to see whether it would be useful for our patients, to see whether there's something we're doing that we could be better.
Yep.
And also as nurse practitioners, we need to be evidence-based, so making sure that there is research out there that will, back our practice as well.
So you obviously pick stuff based on the evidence as well as what's going to support the practice that you're about to move forward with.
Yeah, and our patients that we're seeing, would any of this actually benefit anyone that we see?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's our client base? What's it look like? Yeah.
Right. The other thing is, if there was something that you could know, that you could know then, that you know now before you started, what would that be?
I can answer that. Doing stuff like this.
Oh, that is
pushing
funny.
us out of our comfort zone.
I've watched you do
which
that.
you certainly have done that to us.
So we've worked together for a couple of months now, haven't we? And I know from the first meeting to sitting here, I actually think you're quite good at it because you know your stuff. And I think that's the key, just knowing the stuff and then having, I suppose, stepping out of that comfort zone to actually push it forward. So
I guess it's just so foreign because we've worked in health for all these years, and it's easy to talk to patients because that's what we do, that's what we've always done. Yeah, so just the thought of actually coming out and talking with the camera.
Having to put yourself out there to know that you're there, which is, well, that's cool. Anything else from
I think we always knew that we've been involved in businesses before, both of us have been involved, so we know there's a fair amount of work behind the scenes. But I think as women as well, so we're also, like, whilst we work in a business, we also work in health, but we're also mums and we're wives, and we're coaches and football managers, and do you know what I mean? Like, as women in business as well, like it's a new ball game.
Absolutely. I think that
really...
word mum almost gives you like a CV of this, because you already run so much at home, operating the family or the home with all the children and getting everyone everywhere they need to be.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, so it's, so I take my hat off to any woman that runs businesses and keeps up to date. It's
absolutely
busy.
If you were to give a piece of advice, I'm going to say firstly to somebody starting in your industry, what would that be?
I think you just need to stay current, stay up to date, and especially now, it's exciting times. There's new treatments coming out all the time, new ways to do different procedures. I think just staying up to date, making sure that you do, and having clinical support is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Like picking your things and being really good at it. Yeah. What you do, you don't have to have everything.
Yeah. You mentioned support. Is that something that you you obviously have something in that space?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got each other, and that's a reason. Probably one of the reasons why we have an RN that works with us as well, because it's always good to be able to share your knowledge and when you are good at stuff,
provide support to her.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's always good to train someone else. Both of us have worked in training other nurses in the health space before. Yeah, so it's always good to bring others up.
I love that, growing the people around you. It's
Absolutely.
really important, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's probably one of the reasons we initially put Annie on to start with as well. Yeah, but we certainly need to do that as well. So we've got other practitioners that we work with. They're actually based in Melbourne. Yeah, So,
Yeah.
but we train with them. We can't.
And I know that because sometimes when I'm trying to catch you, you're like, sorry, I'm at this friend's or this.
Or we ring you in the car on the way down, so it's perfect. We're both
We have our meetings in the car, which is, look, we get it done. That's the main thing. I like to work as efficiently with the people that I work with, so don't mind that at all.
I think also going to conferences, we do meet people along the way that we liaise with, and we've linked in with people in Victoria and Queensland, around different parts of Australia, which is great.
How lucky is that? That's cool.
Yeah.
So we're very lucky.
To anybody that was starting any type of business, is there a piece of advice that you would give to them?
Time and effort.
And it's continuous, like it's constant. There's always something.
So it's not just set it up and off we go.
It's not what you see visually when you walk into a business. There's so much more to it.
And I think we always want to continue to improve ourselves and improve our service. So there's always ongoing, training or something to do in the background.
Yeah. And so what can we expect to see for the future of Fresh You?
I think actually being nurse practitioners is an exciting space at the moment. We went to a conference last week actually over in Echuca for nurse practitioners. Yeah, and so there's lots of evolving things happening for nurse practitioners in that space. So down the track, adding additional services and creating more access for people in health as well within Fresh You. You might see that at some stage. We'll just have to see what happens. Yeah,
Nice.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
No, because you speak of a holistic round. I love that you have that approach. So I just thought maybe other things in any other space.
I think there will, and I think the space of nurse practitioners in private practice is changing. With Medicare rebates changing. So that is a space that we may grow into, and offer different services so people can access that locally.
Since working with myself and the Love the GV team, I just wanted to see if there's anything that you've noticed in your space, because I love helping businesses and people like yourself grow and do what they love and get you out there so that you get to do more of that. Is there anything that you've noticed over the last, what has it been? Going into the fourth month.
3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
I've noticed that people have made comment on the post more so.
That's fantastic.
Or maybe. Some things are a bit cringy.
No, I said that to Tara. We always, as you know, that we find that challenging.
Yeah.
But people don't see that, so that's a credit to you.
It's all you.
Yeah, and I think we've had a reach. We're having some different clients, new clients come in as well, which is good because who didn't know we existed.
Fantastic. And just for anyone that is listening, if people do want to make a consult with you, how do they go about that?
Yeah, so just jump online at Fresh You for Shepparton and
Freshu.clinic.
Yeah, and just book a consult. Yeah, all our appointments will just be through a consult now.
Okay.
You won't be able to actually book for a service.
Okay, so they'll come in and see you, you'll have a consult with them to decide which way you're going to go forward. Is that then, do they need to come back, or is that something that's done in that space?
It depends because they require an assessment prior to any treatment.
Okay, so it'd probably look like 2. So 1 really quick consult and then they come back for the next.
Yep.
Yeah, often depending on the treatment, time may be allocated for a treatment on that day if they wanted, but after an assessment discussion on what concerns are and what to do. It could be, some people may have a treatment on that day.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in. I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you both. You've done amazing. Yeah, I hope I didn't say client too many times. But anyway, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have you back on because you'll have more exciting things coming in the future. So hopefully we get to see you again.
Thank you. Thanks, Buki.
Thanks, Kate and Tara.